Smoke rises like a curtain across the horizon, casting a gray shadow over what were once lush, green forests. The sound of crackling wood mixes with sirens and shouting, an unsettling symphony of chaos. In the heart of Israel, wildfires have erupted with an intensity rarely witnessed in the country's modern history. Entire valleys are engulfed in flame, and the air is thick with ash and fear. What began as a single spark, perhaps from a heatwave, an electrical fault, or even human negligence, has transformed into a fiery beast, devouring everything in its path. Veteran firefighter Yosef Ben Ami stands at the edge of the burning forest, his uniform soaked with sweat and soot. His eyes, weary from days without rest, tell a story deeper than words. "I've seen many incidents in my service," he says, barely above a whisper, "but this is the toughest fire of my life." And he is not alone in this sentiment. Hundreds of firefighters, soldiers, volunteers, and emergency responders have been deployed across the region, struggling day and night to contain a disaster that refuses to yield. The fire spread at a terrifying pace, fanned by unrelenting desert winds and one of the driest summers in years. Within 48 hours, over 15,000 acres of land were reduced to ash. Trees that took decades to grow were destroyed in minutes. Satellite images showed a growing scar across Israel's northern terrain, where the green canopy had turned to charred earth. Wildlife had little chance to escape. Birds, foxes, hedgehogs, creatures that once made their homes here, were trapped and lost. For environmentalists, it is a heartbreak; for climate scientists, a dire warning of what's to come. But it's not only the forests that suffered. Entire communities living in forest-adjacent towns were forced to flee as flames advanced with terrifying speed. Families abandoned their homes, grabbing only essentials, documents, photos, loved ones. Roads were choked with smoke and traffic as residents made desperate escapes. For many, there was no time to think, just a race against fire. One resident recalls, "We saw the smoke, and within 10 minutes, the sky turned orange. We just ran. I left everything, my house, my memories, even my cat. I hope she made it out." Emergency shelters were quickly set up in nearby cities. Volunteers provided water, food, blankets, and a comforting hand. Children clung to their parents, still in shock, while elderly survivors watched news updates with trembling hands. The sense of loss hung heavy, but so did the sense of community. In tragedy, strangers became family. As the government declared a national state of emergency, international aid began to arrive. Firefighting planes from Greece and Cyprus soared over the hills, dropping tons of water and fire-retardant chemicals on the worst-hit areas. Teams from across Europe and the Middle East sent personnel and equipment to help. The world was watching and responding. Yet, the heart of the fight remained local. Israeli fire crews battled for control, often with little more than a hose and sheer determination. They built fire breaks, evacuated remote villages, and slept in shifts, if at all. Drone footage captured them marching straight into walls of fire, their silhouettes framed by orange and red fury. The exhaustion was visible, but so was the resolve. Experts warn that this fire could be a turning point. Climate change has made extreme weather more frequent, and prolonged droughts have created the perfect conditions for such disasters. Without drastic environmental action, such events may become tragically routine. Reforestation will take years, perhaps decades. Wildlife may never fully recover. And the emotional scars, on firefighters, on displaced families, on the nation, may last even longer. Yet, amidst the devastation, there is hope. There always is. Donations are pouring in to rebuild homes. Environmental groups have pledged to replant the forests, tree by tree. Schools are teaching children about fire safety and climate awareness. Survivors are finding comfort in each other, sharing stories, rebuilding lives. This was the toughest fire of many lifetimes. But it has also revealed the best in humanity: courage, compassion, sacrifice, and solidarity. And as the last embers die down, and the sky begins to clear, a single truth remains. We cannot prevent every disaster, but we can choose how we respond. With strength, with unity, and with hope.